class, and I've just kidnapped somebody else. I've kidnapped Karie this time, and thank you. The class was fantastic fun. I forgot to say actually what the class was. So it was the two-handed stranded colourwork knitting. Some of you may remember I made my carousel hat, which was that one with the little horsies that got stolen very quickly from me. It was okay, but I found it challenging, so I thought a class like this would actually give me a lot of extra insight, and I think looking at colour dominance and things like that, and just kind of learning to not hold it like you've got claws, really did feel very good. Our group was great.
We had a massive group, and it was really international, which was nice to see. We had Germans, we had Americans, we had Canadians, we had, well, Scots as well. So it was really,
it was a great group, and it was interesting what you were saying, not calling them traditions as such, but kind of things that are more traditional to certain areas than others, or more commonly found, and people had different techniques. So I'm more of an English style throwing knitter, so it was to practice the continental knitting, and then for some people in the group it was the opposite, where they had to kind of get to grips with the...
I actually have a really good story that I didn't tell during the class. I was taught to knit by my great-grandmother when I was about 4, and she taught me to knit continental style, i.e. holding the yarn in my left hand. And she's taught my mum and my grandmother as well to knit, but she wasn't taught to knit continental herself. She was taught how to throw. Knit how to throw by her mother, my great-great-grandmother, but they had a falling out in the 1930s, and as revenge, she switched knitting style and taught subsequent generations to knit continental rather than foreign styles, just to get back at her own mother.
That's so funny. That's if you're ever going to rebel. I mean, there's rebelling with stupid coloured hair, but there's also rebelling by learning a new knitting technique. I like that.
Yeah, it says a lot about my family. So yeah, I've got like 5 generations of knitters, 4 of which knit continental, and it's all about protest and teenage rebellion thing actually.
That's great. So just so you get a sense of what we've been up to. So this is what my little swatch looks like. I'll show you in more details when I get back home. But the idea was just to kind of get to grips with it, and when we did the first practice of continental, I just pulled that out. Hid that away. And that was a nice stash acquisitions. That was from Brooklyn Tweed Arbor.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I just thought I had to try it. I'm not. I think I'll probably pull it back out and make that lovely wool try.
I was very much saying to you guys that I didn't want you to launch straight into a project, because you need to get comfortable with the techniques of holding one yarn in one hand and all of that, and getting the little dance going. So until you've sort of done that, I didn't want you to do a big thing. I know a lot of...
Well, even in 12 rows, I can already sense
I know, there's a change, and then you're sort of starting to relax. It's all about feeling comfortable with it. So that's really my goal with the class, is making you relaxed and confident and able to handle whatever the pattern throws at you.
And that's why I might just have to acquire Kate Davies yokes. I'm just thinking colourwork now. That's all I've got in mind. I think that would be really good fun.
And the marketplace is still open.
I thought it was closed. I thought it was safe now, but no. Another thing that I thought was quite interesting is your Kickstarter project. So for those who aren't familiar with it, what was it all about?
Well, I did a Kickstarter last year for a book called This Thing of Paper, which is all about the printing revolution, the invention of the printing press, and I'm really interested in that because it's sort of the move from handmade written manuscripts to printed books, and I think that speaks to us as knitters, because we know nowadays most people wear machine-made clothes that they buy in shops and kind of lost that connection with handmade things. So I'm right in the middle of making it right now, and it's quite a lot of fun.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad it's good fun.
Yeah.
I always have a love of Kickstarter projects and seeing how things evolve, because all of a sudden you're no longer at the mercy of a big VC funding something or a publishing house
and
deciding
it's such a niche thing, but I've been working with the Gutenberg Museum in Mainz in Germany, and it's going to be the first knitting book they add to their archives.
Oh, fantastic!
Yes,
knitting taking over the world.
But it's really, and it's been such amazing to feel the love and support of knitters everywhere, because I genuinely thought, okay, it's a bit of a niche topic, I don't know how people will respond to that, and it got funded within 25 hours, and there's been there's been so much love and support and interest and belief from the knitting community, and it's so nice to know. I'm working on my own, but I know I've got tons of people there cheering me on. It really matters, I would say. That really matters.
Well, at the point where the project kind of comes to a wrap up and comes to an end, I'll be sure to let you guys know as well, so you can all go check it out. So thank you, Karie, it was a fantastic class, I had so much fun.
Yes!
And we all did a little dance in the class.
And you were awesome as well.
Well, I think it might be time to wrap up, well, my third day in Edinburgh, our second day of the Yarn Festival.
My third day as well.
Her last day of teaching, and pretty much all the podcasters are going to meet up somewhere, somehow, and I have no doubt it will involve cocktails, so...
I'm going button shopping.
Button shopping sounds perfect. See you guys later.